Hello, my name is Emil Reiser-Weston, and I'm the Managing Director of openelms. Please give me 20 minutes to show you why AI is not an enhancement to e-learning authoring. It is instead the solution that will revolutionize the entire learning production process in your organization. Let me show you how. Before I start talking about openelms AI, I'd like to tell you something about the background of our company. It very much contributes to the strength and the veracity of our message. Now, openelms has been going since 2003. We've had an authoring system since 2007. We are the number one learning management system and the number one authoring system, according to Slashdot and SourceForge, two personal review sites. We are also the first learning management system available for apprenticeships. We are the only learning management system that creates its own learning, and we have over 600 e-learning courses available for sale. We are essentially a one-supplier learning solution provider, with everything from apps to learning management systems. In other words, we are not a startup with a solution looking for an idea. We have lived in this industry for over 20 years and been at the forefront of its development. Our clients vary across organisations from councils to emergency services to universities to FMCG organisations. We have certifications in ISO, CPD, security, and we are an approved government supplier in the UK. So that's who we are, but I think it's more important to tell you the journey of how we got to where we are today. This very much informs how the openelms AI system is produced and why it is unique in the industry. So, in 2003, we started off as an e-learning development company with an e-learning management system, a simple system to service our clients that did not have learning management systems in those days. It was our desire to produce highly effective learning, e-learning that looked more like documentaries than PowerPoint presentations. To do this, we have had to produce our own framework for producing your e-learning, which we did to combine with video presenters shot on front of green screens and interactive elements added. This resulted in an immersive e-learning documentary style, rather than something that was just text plus image, a style very much common to this day in some cases. In other words, more of an e-learning than an e-reading experience. We continue to develop the system, producing e-learning for some of the top organisations in the UK, including top FTSE 100 companies, local and central governments. During this time, we added more features and functionality and brought the tool to allow online editing in the browser, something that it took Articulate a further 7 years to emulate. This meant for the first time e-learning developers could edit their e-learning anywhere. They didn't need access to their software or their work computer. They could just do it via a browser, an approach that is common in most systems today, Adobe apart. However, there was a problem, and the problem in a nutshell can be summed up as a paintbrush and an easel does not make an artist. In other words, we can give someone the tools to create great learning, but without the design experience, they were unable to accomplish a professional e-learning design. Let me show you why. Many learning designers were stuck in the old paradigm of producing PowerPoints. They had a tool which was easy to use like a PowerPoint, so they produced PowerPoint slides. They would take a background of a whiteboard and just put their text on top of it in bullet points. This is now an e-reading exercise and not an e-learning exercise. There were no illustration of concepts, there's no multimedia. You may as well just give someone a book to read. In other cases, designs would lack diversity. Designers would find one template and then repeat its use again and again. So they're getting very boring, very samey courses produced by the software. Image errors, which, like this, really infuriate professional designers because it's very easy to avoid, but oh so common. Essentially, the image has been stretched and it just gives the really uncanny look, which is unprofessional. We also found typography errors, where users would just cut and paste in text from documents directly into the system, and you have text of different sizes and different fonts, which is a mess, but also it can be inaccessible. So in a nutshell, leaving too much to the novice designer wasn't the best way of producing professional standard e-learning. To be honest, a lot of the e-learning that the system produced was a mess, but could AI be the solution around these design nightmares? Now, the design team had actually used AI in the early days of computer-based training in 1993. However, AI would come on quite a way since then. In 2022, they decided to find out whether theoretically AI could be used to create a learning authoring system. So they loaded up ChatGTP and put in this prompt to produce a script in eLearning, and voila! It produced a script which was really, really good. It had a course overview, learning objectives, and then when we asked follow up questions, it would expand on those objectives and write script for every single screen. So the overall result was really good. I chatted to an SME script writer the other day, and he said that there are two kinds of script writers: those that use AI to help write scripts, and those that don't admit to using it. Then we looked at generating images with AI. Image generation had advanced hugely over the period of the previous year. As an example, we've got two images here: one produced at the start of 2022 of a blue bike, and one produced at the start of 2023. As you can see, that the quality and the advancement was obvious. It was clear that rather than creating images using stock image libraries or using Photoshop to amalgamate imagery, that whole process simply wasn't needed anymore. We could produce images on anything that we wanted, every time, using AI. Voiceover was another aspect we needed to look to see if AI could produce it for us rather than produce voiceover using studio recordings. We had a look at various AI engines and we found one that produced a completely accurate voice rendition, including intonation and all the things you need to make speech sound naturalistic, which was amazing. You cannot tell that the openelms.ai voiceovers were not made by human beings, apart from the fact that there are no mistakes. From this work, it was soon clear that the big idea is AI is not going to be merely an enhancement added to an existing authoring system. Instead, AI should be a solution to the entire process of e-learning generation. So, in 2023, we launched OpenElms AI. The system was specifically designed to overcome the traditional e-learning failings of our previous OpenElms Creator product. It will overcome failed designs. It would overcome lengthy production times. It would reduce costs dramatically, and it would eliminate outdated learning experiences, i.e., replace e-reading with immersive e-learning. Now, OpenElms AI solves these problems. We now have instant content generation. You can go from document to e-learning in a matter of minutes. We have personalised learning at scale. You can now create e-learning for one, two, or even three individuals. You don't need to use generalised e-learning anymore. You can produce the learning on anything in the same way that you produce a PowerPoint presentation, but a lot quicker. It's now cost effective and efficient. It just costs a couple of dollars per course. OpenElms AI eliminates design errors since good design is embedded into the product with better immersive story-like designs. Before making a decision to trust AI with your learning, we need to address potential concerns regarding AI. There will be objections, and we are going to outline those for you and explain the truth behind them. The first objection is that AI can't create engaging content. However, AI generates interactive, photorealistic, and personalized learning experience in a storytelling format. This represents truly immersive e-learning, which is both engaging and highly effective. The second myth is that people do not trust AI courses. AI works alongside human expertise to ensure top quality content with full editorial control. While AI may occasionally hallucinate or get things wrong, you have complete control over modifying the text to say whatever you want. In fact, AI tends to be more accurate than human error, and it continues to improve as we train it further. Another concern is that AI produced e-learning won't be effective. Now, independent studies involving over 100 participants have shown a 98% approval rate, demonstrating that OpenElms AI generated content is more engaging and effective than traditional courses. Lastly, there is a fear that designers and developers will lose their jobs. In reality, AI does not replace them. Instead, it empowers instructional designers to focus on interactions and media within the learning experience. You can create full video productions and embed them into the e-learning. OpenElms AI allows you to produce more targeted learning without eliminating the role of learning designers at all. My existing software will do this soon. OpenElms is not just software. It is 22 years of e-learning design experience embedded by AI into a product. But it's not just the experience, it's also the media that we use. As a company, we've been producing for the last 22 years media. This media is encoded, categorized, and delivered to you through the AI generated e-learning. It's not a software application, it's an entire e-learning generation system. This represents a brand new opportunity. But why is openelms AI so different? Let's recap on what openelms AI delivers. It automates the entire course creation process, including design, voiceovers, and interactivity. It leverages 22 years of e-learning design expertise to train AI for optimal e-learning results. It's used by top governmental agencies and organizations worldwide, and it delivers e-learning through a unique story mode design methodology, ideally suited for AI integration with the imagery it creates. So, what do you get when you join us? Well, firstly, you get an AI-powered course generator that produces multimodal learning, designed e-learning with video, audio, and imagery, all produced for you at the press of a button. So we then enter the description and the objectives of the learning course, and then press Generate. Within 2 to 10 minutes, the e-learning is produced. You'll get an email when it's done. You also get an image library with over 75,000 plus images. This library is growing at between 2 to 3,000 images per week. These images can be used when generating courses using AI and can also be used in the editor, so you can find any image via the text search and incorporate it directly into the learning. You also get a manual AI image generation process where you can create images on anything you want. If the AI hasn't produced a suitable image, you can type in a description and generate the image afresh. Here we can see it has generated an image of a polar bear that's in a desert playing with balloons. That image can then be inserted directly into your e-learning presentation, replacing whatever image was in there before. You also get an animations library, a product of 22 years of in-house development, with over 1,000 animations and growing. In this case, any animation produced by OpenElms in the last 22 years has been included within the system. Again, you can search by text and incorporate them directly into the e-learning. The great thing about OpenElms AI is that the design AI engine also uses animations and incorporates them into scenes in a naturalistic way. The sun can be inserted into the sky, the smoke will come out of a fire, etc. The AI will incorporate environmentally suitable animations where applicable. This gives images life and depth, and it makes a far more immersive learning experience. The AI will also add icons and other animations where suitable to illustrate key concepts. And this brings us on to our design heuristics, where the AI is trained by some of the best designers in the business. We have fed in designs from over 22 years to create rules that the AI design engine follows. For example, here we have two screens, one where there is more space on the left-hand side of the screen and the presenter is in mid-shot. Compare this with the right-hand image where there's more space and floor. So in this case, the presenter is in more of a long shot and he enters from the right-hand side of the screen. So the design adapts to the environment and produces the very best result from any given situation. Video presenters and voiceovers are hyper-realistic. Video presenters come on and introduce each course, as well as at the end to congratulate the viewer for completing the learning. The presenters give the learning salience and immersion. People believe they are entering a virtual learning world rather than seeing a two-dimensional presentation. From a cognitive psychology perspective, this additional level of engagement gives greater attenuation and hence encoding of the learning content, which leads to better learning and recall. And once you've added voiceovers and presenters, you can translate them into any language. In fact, the whole course can be translated just at the click of a button. I've been assured by my friends who speak Hindi, Mandarin, and Urdu that the translation is perfect. We also have help and support with free training and AI assistance on hand at any time. So we give all enterprise users access to a half-hour's training session, one-to-one, where we'll teach you how to edit the generated e-learning. And we also give you access to OpenElms AI Chat Assistant, which gives you just-in-time advice on editing any part of the learning once it's been created. It also gives links to video walkthroughs showing you how to operate and change certain aspects of the learning. So simply put, there's no need for any additional training to use the tool. And finally, we have an editor, a powerful editing software that's available in the browser. Note that I've only mentioned this at the very end, that this is just part of the entire e-learning generation system, which is why I don't want you to compare us with purchasing a traditional authoring system such as Articulate, etc. OpenElms is so much more than that. That said, it's really easy to use and it has all the features you need. It allows you to edit text and move it around using drag and drop. You can also add buttons, which can link to pathways or external learning resources. You can add yes no type questions into the body of the text or import videos into the learning in a very immersive way. Here you can see we have a video monitor that comes down from the screen and a video is played on that monitor, so we're keeping into the whole concept of immersive learning. Note you can upload any of your own media. In addition to video, you can add images and audio to the presentation. We can add or edit quizzes in our e-learning and change elements such as branding and the narrator's voice from male to female or even the accent. In short, you can do anything you would expect to do in any e-learning authoring system within openelms AI's editor. We can provide this because we've been developing this system since 2007. So what do you get when you join us? Well, to recap, you get an AI-powered course generator, creating multimodal e-learning in minutes. You get an image library of over 75,000 images and growing. You get an AI image generation tool that allows you to create images on anything you want. You get an animations library with 22 years of in-house development. And you get designed heuristics embedded into the AI, trained by the very best designers for creating the very best learning experience. You also get presenters and voiceovers, with the voice being hyper-realistic in any language. And you get help and support with free training and AI assistance. And finally, you get an editor with powerful editing software available in your browser, so you can change the AI learning once it's been created. Astonishingly, the system generates high-end e-learning that we would previously have charged our clients $25,000 for. We can now produce the same thing in minutes for an average of just $2. E-learning at less than 0.01% of the cost, all possible through the power of AI. So what is your next step? You can either stick with expensive, slow e-learning development methodology, or you can join us and become the market leaders and shape the future of e-learning. And so to the final thought with regards to e-learning generation. AI isn't the future, it's the present. It's just taken us 22 years to get there. Thank you.